the seal of vodka cup champions. It's known as the Celtic way. Wait for the ball from side to side, and until they try to hide. The wait for the ball from front to back. Attack, attack, attack at the 67. And then he's a burst.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Celtic Rumours TV, episode number 226 of the Bawz and Bovril podcast. Myself, Mark. We've got the bold JFP tonight with the Bishop himself to cheer us up. How you doing, John?
Not bad at all. Not bad at all, Mark. How's yourself?
I'm doing well, mate. Just guddling by the same as ever. Same as the rest days.
Still putting your elbows out and no hitting wood. That's what my old man would say when you asked him how he was doing. Still putting my elbows out and no hitting wood.
Hey, this is a podcast with our forum. You can find that at www.CelticRumoursTV.co.uk. The link to the forum and everything else is in the description box below in our wee link tree thing. A few shout-outs to some of the lads off the forum. Paul, Tears, he's working out at Mad Dog McGinn, old Tim Alloy, Mikey, Jonas. Well, shouldn't be giving him a shout-out anyway after yesterday, but I'll give him it anyway. We John United Ireland, Welshie, Big Jabber, Deef Kev, Malika, TB. Who we got in the chat? Bobby, evening, Bobby, bud. Grot Bags. Michael, nice to see you in. Willie, nice to see you as well, mate. Oh, that's Henky, Joe McBride, isn't it? Evening, Henky, nice to see you. Oh, might as well get the party started, John. Yesterday's game, what did you make it?
Hey, what did I make it? I'd be lying if I said there was. I was at the Motherwell game, and the Motherwell game was probably a wee high in terms of events of the last wee while away. Was 100% sure? No, I mean that's 3 times you've been to Dundee this year, and you've come back with 0 points, 9, nothing out of 9 in your 3 trips to Dundee. It was just sad. I know they're still. I don't know. You're probably still one of them, but I don't see. I think yesterday was the final nail in the coffin. It's pathetic. The toxicity just is. It's hard to even get in and focused in the fit because the toxicity about the whole club. It's just filtered in, isn't it? It's filtered in from top to bottom. You've got, even the directors sitting there. If they had any decency, they'd have left before they were going to get abuse off the fans. And your man Mackay yawns as well. He's what an ignorant bastard he is. They're just so it's filtered right down. You've I can't see how even try to look at it kind of statistically. I can't see how we can think in the league still. We've lost 8 games. We've lost more games. We've lost more games than Hearts and the Huns have lost together. And I think
that's the thing, John, and that's what I've said. I've been saying all along. It's none of the teams are doing any great shakes. I mean, Hearts out the last 5 games, Hearts have lost 2. So have we. Do you know what I mean? There's nobody putting any kind of run of form together. I mean, do I think Celtic can go in and win 7 out of the last 7 games? Probably no, but I don't think that Hearts or the Huns are capable of any kind of run either.
The only team in the top 6 that's lost less games than us, Mark, is Falkirk. and you have to play them all. Hearts has lost 5, Huns have lost 2, Motherwell's lost 5, Hibs has lost 7. We ain't playing all them. We ain't playing all them and winning all them. Absolutely no chance.
But neither are all the rest of them. That's what I'm saying, John.
Probably no, but statistically they've got a better chance of doing it. They've, I think the Bjorn again. I think they've either won 6 or 7 games at one point consecutively this year. We've not done it yet. Hearts are grinding it. Man, I don't know how you can look at that. You've not got a recognised striker on the park. Bizarre as that is. We appear to, when you're hearing the radio and the big time rumours as well.
That's a lot of nonsense, John.
Where are they?
Well, Arahi was injured, and see for all this carry on that after the stuff after the Derby game. Big Tam played after that and scored a goal.
So you look at that game, man. That's as bad. That we were absolutely honky. The first half actually wasn't that bad, but man, they just look. I think it's difficult no just to think. See if you had 7 games to go and you weren't in the middle of a civil war. I would think you could maybe get a go, but you've got, you've got a manager. So you've not got a recognised striker on the park. You've drafted in any trophy somewhere. They knew the writing was on the wall here in the 1st of January. We were in a dogfight. You're 3rd in the league. As I said, you've lost more games than Hearts and the Huns put together. The only team in the top 6 that's lost more games than you is Falkirk. You add it all up. I don't think you can. You need to add up. Your top scorer for the year is Johnny Kenny. You've got 70 million in the bank. You feel to spend a penny in January.
Nigel's our top scorer.
You've banned sections of your own support. You've banned fan media. They're showing you utter fucking contempt at the AGM. I've not recovered for the AGM. And you've got a board that's not capable of sorting any of this. That's your biggest problem here. Is people are looking for conspiracy theories. I don't think before you start looking for malice, just I would stick with incompetence. Although you maybe could sprinkle in a bit of Desmond spite and malice in there too, but you're now looking for the people that got you into the shit to get you out of the shit, and that makes me. I think this is generationally defining where you are just now. And the saddest thing was, I'm not the brightest, and I saw it a while ago. It was how many times you heard me ranting on about it. It's been in the post. Yesterday was in the post for if Bjorn again win this league and get access to that Champions League, your financial advantage is wiped out. Celtic's not winning this league. I mean they might. I just can't see it. Can't see it having watched that yesterday. You couldn't string 2 passes against yesterday. You're trying to play. You go to Ibrox and you play hoofball when you got there when you should be playing hoofball yesterday, and you're trying to play on that part. Play football on that part. You've not got a target man to hit. You've got nobody in the middle of the park that can win a second ball. You were right at the fucking back, even yesterday. You end up with Hattati at right back, and Yang at right back. That's the first time you've lost 8 games since John Barnes. So when I add all that together, it's just as big. We'll touch on it. I'm wondering, does the disconnects massive? This is an absolute shit show of a shambles. And the guys that are in charge can't sort. I don't know where this goes for here. I really don't know where. Something needs to come. Maybe the Willie Hockey thing, if that's a genuine thing, I don't know myself.
We've not
heard a cheap yet for that.
We've not heard a peep fake. It was on that radio show, haven't we?
No, and whether or not he was quite a wee bit a Desmond apologist when I heard him at one time as well. That's your biggest problem is you've got. For your man to be on yesterday, I thought, fucking hell, man. And you think they would have had the brains to move out of there, or at least leave rather than just stand right at. I tell you one thing, they wouldn't have stayed there if they'd been 6 feet to the left, and they didn't have two cordons of stewards and police between them. Just the whole contempt. I really don't know. As I said, I think before you look at malice, that's what the old statement is. Before you start looking at conspiracy theories and malice, keep just incompetence on the. I said to you, I'm still where I said to you when I spoke to you the last time. I still don't know if they just don't know that they don't know. They're just incapable. They are incapable of taking Celtic anywhere that we would hope and aspire as a club in terms of our ambition. They're just absolutely incapable of taking you that individually and collectively out their depth, lack of ambition, bereft of ideas, incompetent and impotent as well, as long as Desmond's there. There's no easy solution to this.
Have you got something else on, John, listening to us?
No. Don't know, how do I check if I've not logged in twice or something?
No, it looks all right here, but even when I'm talking to you, I can hear me talking to you in the background.
No, I'm not hearing that at all.
Oh, they're Henke saying it sounds fine. Maybe it's just went a wee bit daft there for a wee glitch or something like that.
So I don't think you can. I've thought. I mean, I've been aware for a while. These guys will downsize you. Just look, keep taking the same wages, and they'll see the Ronnie Dyla tarpaulins back up in the top stand, and they're still world class. And you still hark back to Mr. Desmond telling you, and this is what you're dealing with. Even I've said to you. And you can go some. I'm a great believer. I've said to you loads of times that you can sort anything out of somebody if you've got a true purpose of amendment. If somebody comes and says, "See, listen, I've made a howling, you know what of this, but I'm willing to sit down. I'm sorry, we'll move forward." But you're dealing with a board here that's telling you a Brian Wilson and a Michael Nicholson that's telling you they're playing a blinder. World class. That's what they aspire to be. Desmond's words are his own record is saying there's nothing wrong with the recruitment or the player trading model. It's so when that's their position and they think they're playing a blinder, we've got 70 million in the bank, no got a striker in the park, hung a nail out to dry. I really don't know where you go with this. I mean the sorting the board's one thing. He's obviously got a puppet regime in charge, but unless the root cause analysis, if you want to get to a root cause, that's a hard one to change. That would take PLC intervention, shareholder intervention, mobilisation in a massive collective scale to start to deal with the Desmond issue.
Do you think that Bobby saying the football we've been playing is absolutely
brittle, absolutely brittle, Bobby? It was brittle.
Do you think that this is ingrained into the players, John? Right, we played the horseshoe football under Rodgers. Nancy came in and tried his experiment, whatever you want to call it. It didn't work. The players were even speaking out that they couldn't get to grips with the kind of what he was wanting them to do in the park and stuff like that. And now with Martin O'Neill, and I mean, but again, it goes back to Rodgers. Sometimes it clicked and looked good. And as you're saying that the other week against Motherwell, it looked good. Could this be a turning point maybe? But no, we've just went back again to this horseshoe football. So is it the players? Is it that ingrained into the players to play this way that they don't know how to play any other way?
I don't think you can. I think there's too much time past to be pointing in at Rodgers for his style of football. You know, these are guys who are playing Angie ball. It's I don't know.
But even that went a wee bit turgid towards the end, didn't it?
but I've not been able to see anything. I've not been able to see what Celtic's trying to do. I'm not a football tactician, but it's not been obvious to me, even what Celtic's been trying to do in the last few while in terms of a definitive style. Even in Sunday, you're thinking, come on, go. Put two up top, put a big guy and a wee guy up. Go and do something. Do something different.
Put crosses into the box. Put crosses. You'd be big Iheanacho in the park. That's what he's ideal for. So get the wingers hitting the byline and putting crosses into the box and have them attacking the ball.
Saying that, even if Big Tam's available, you've got two guys up there. None of the two of them are an out-and-out number 90. I mean, the two of them look like second strikers. They look as if somebody would maybe play half a striker, both Iheanacho and just go and do something different. You know, I'd play with a 10, two up front, try something. But we go with Hatate at right back and end up with Yang at right back. I mean, I can't. McGregor plays. He doesn't look fit to me. There's Bobby. See what Bobby said there. That's not as daft a comment as everybody as everybody might think. You get a better account yourself at Dundee United against Lancashire. See if you'd have a striker in the park, you'd have won the game. It's that yesterday was dire to watch. You know, it's hard to even get excited here about discussion who the manager's going to be. That's probably something you come on to. Does it matter as long as structurally you're sitting?
No, that's what I've been banging that drum for. Even when we go back to John, when people were wanting Knutson, or the boy that was at Bruges, and who I can't mind who he's went to now. But again, there was no point to Celtic bringing Knutson in because. 100%, actual football on the pitch might have been a wee bit better, whatever, but it's still we keep saying it, the recruitment's no right, the scouting's no right, all the rest of the stuff it's no right. So just bringing in Knutson would, for me, he'd have been here for a year or two at the most, 18 months, 2 years, and then he'd have been maybe went to England or maybe even just go back to Bodo Glimpton. It would just be another plaster, John. Do you know what I mean? Another stick plaster out of it.
100%. I mean, it's the same. You're impressed with the Tony Bloom and data analysis at heart I've introduced. So if you're impressed with it, you wouldn't got him to sign the Badger, would you? You wouldn't see bringing the Badger in as being the answer. You want to get to what's behind it. What you would want to get to was fucking Bodo Glint's. The guy at the top of the tree, whoever's pulling the strings for a player trade model for it's almost hard as a recruitment, but it's like, I was saying this to me, I was talking to Gregor yesterday, and I said this. The analogy I gave him yesterday was, I said, it's like, look, we're on a site and you can see you're on a construction site and you see a mistake you've made, right, and it's cost you money, and you're there and you're thinking, this is a hooler, but I can't even get excited about sorting the problem out here, because I know structurally where the problem is. The problem's 25 rows up the ladder again here, where it could have been sorted for a quality management procedure perspective or whatever, right? You know, you think, I need to get back up to there and sort this. So talking about the manager, whether it's even the guys you're talking about, the fact they're on the same list is fucking bizarre. You've got a guy at Motherwell who's a coach. You've got two fucking international managers. He's getting their name bandied about to your own, and the other boy Martinez is as well. Who's the other one that's getting bandied about?
Steve Clark.
So Stevie Clark, Martinez, Askew. They're not even the same. If you're going to go with a director of football, maybe Askew could sit in there as a coach. Are you needing a man that's a manager? I'm not convinced that are you going to go for a manager? You know, where you need a Rodgers or an O'Neill or a Postecoglou. But the very fact that these candidates are all on the one list tells me they don't fucking know what they're doing. Tell me why I should have any confidence in them. Do you know? They're just. I say to you, just to repeat myself, when you're looking for the same people to get you out the shit, to get into the shit, that doesn't make me feel. I don't see anything before me here that gives me any confidence that they're capable of getting us out of this here and taking us in another direction. And that's
I'm not convinced to be asked you. I mean, I know our Bobby's always battling about when a lot of fans are right. Motherwell are playing good football and stuff like that. But I mean, apart from that, does that give him is that the credentials for being a Celtic manager now? You played good football with Motherwell for a year.
No, I said to you before, what you have seen me say many times, your CV, if you're coming to manage Celtic, you should be able to show you've done it twice at 2 different places before you should be able to be considered for the Celtic job. 6 months at Motherwell is just it's not a big enough sample size, eh? Excellent as a guy might have been. Motherwell were excellently watched last week when we were in. They were excellently watched what he's done with them, but it's not a big enough sample size.
I mean, I still think there's maybe something in the marketing this thing. Again, he's not my ideal pick, John.
He's not my pick either. Neither Stevie Clark.
I mean, McKenna. That's my pick, right? And I've explained why I think we could, and maybe it could happen if we were run better. But I don't think it will happen. And for me, I think Robbie Keane and Oz got to be in the mix. Which if it wasn't for the Israeli thing in that, I'd be quite happy with the kind of standard that Robbie Keane, because he's been about. Do you know what I mean? He's done interviews saying the Premier League in England's no the be all and end all. Go and learn about football in other countries and stuff like that. And he's always done that, so. But it's a dead duck because of the Israel link. You know what it is? The last thing we need to know is something that's going to divide us even more than we already are now. What worries me is that I don't know any Dermot Desmond any better than you do. I've never actually met a narcissist megalomaniac in person, but it's hard to see. As I said to you, if you're looking for malice in what the Celtic sport done, I think you could just stick with incompetence. But it's hard not to hear. It's hard not to see a wee bit of Desmond, the vindictiveness in here too. And I think for that very reason, he would give you Robbie Keane. Definitely in the mix. I don't think it matters. I actually don't think it doesn't warrant even a discussion until you have that discussion in the broader context of what you going to do here. Are you going to run with a head coach? Your man at Motherwell's not going to come in and contribute in the recruitment front. Are you going to bring in a head or a recruit? Are you going to restructure the football department? What are you going to do with? What are you going to do with apparently we'll get Mickey Mouse data analysis. Look at the January. Look at the last 4 transfer windows. Look at the January window you had there. You look as if you've got guys in there look as if they won a fucking raffle to play for Celtic, eh? And see this data analysis. It's nothing amazing. I mean, every club in the world uses it to a certain extent, right? And Tony Bloom's got this company, that Jamestown Analytics, and that does it all for him and that. But I mean, that John is all to do with his gambling stuff. A lot of that's down to his gambling side. That's looking at statistic stuff for his gambling side of things and that as well. But it's still what they're doing. It works well for them in football, but. Maybe for all we know, right, apart from the Tisdale, because apparently Tisdale came up with this brand new spanking analytical programme that we got to revolutionise football, and it just was a lot of shite basically. But it's like, how do we know that Celtic, we've spoke about it before, and it's like lists, do you know what I mean, a list of 5 players, but how do we know that the Celtic, our analytics are only throwing up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we're like number 1, 10 million, get no chance, or him 8 million, no, him no chance, and we're ending up buying the 4th one, whereas Hearts are going out and buying the first one that they can afford. Do you know what I mean? Whereas we're looking at, us as fans know that we can afford players at a higher calibre. Do you know what I mean? When we see the accounts, we know there's money there to buy players at that higher calibre. But is it the people again at the club that are ignoring these stats and ignoring the information that's getting fed to them, and all they're gone by is cost, the money. What's the money involved? It doesn't matter if we're going to get X back on him in 5 year time, or this back, or he'll score X expected goals and all this shit for next season. What's the price to know? Do you get what I mean?
Absolutely. I just I'm not saying that analysis is the data analytics is the be all and the end all.
Because there's some of the wee guys on YouTube and that and Twitter, they, I mean, a lot of it right out my head, John. Do you know what I mean? So they must know what they're talking about there.
You look at our last 4 or 5 transfer windows. January, Martin O'Neill gets fucking nothing. That was a first choice, a first choice candidate for his point of view. When people started to lay the blame up and saying, you know, he signed the players off high. What did he have? Just as you said, did he have option 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? We don't. The 2 guys that were named that O'Neill did say at the time, when he was asked specifically about the 2 of them, he said, you wouldn't be a million miles away there, and none of the 2 of them get over the line, So even back in the day, even going away back to the 90s, when if we wanted a right back, we could go and get a right back. You could go and we just seen incapably going and man, it can't be. You look at strikers, you need a right, you need a right winger. You go and buy in 3 left wingers. It's absolutely bonkers. It's as I say, so
that's it again, John. In this modern game, it's all the wingers all cut inside. So it's for that. Do you know what I mean? It's just if you need a right winger, go and buy a right winger. If he wants to cut in, he can do. If he wants to go outside, he can do that. But don't just go and buy. Right, we need a right winger, so we buy a left-footed guy because we constantly, every time he gets the ball, he's got to cut inside with it.
Oh, bollock.
Again, for me, even things like that, John. For me, that even comes down to the kind of recruitment and scouting side of things. But it's just building teams of robots.
But Balak to wish you've apparently scouted him for 3 years and spent 5 million on him. Your man that you were going to buy, but that unfortunately was found to have the heart issue, and then we took him in loan. He's I mean, there's no one of the players that's come in January has hit the ground in terms of being the guy that was going to be the striker that was going to take you out of the line,
Balak Wisha General, John, he's a classic example. How many, right, we'd scout him for, what was it, 2 or 3 seasons meant to be? So, is that not going back to even Baby Lil's time? Do you get what I mean? So how many managers, how many heads are scouting, how many have we had in for that type earlier 2 or 3 season period, and yet we still went out and signed him for £5 million. And it's atrocious, to be fair. It really is when you actually watch him. But then when you do watch back, like the way you played when he was on Hall and stuff like that, he is a bit of a player. So I don't know if it's just one of these moves that's just not worked out. Does he really want to even be here? Do you know what I mean? Is it that? Is it just he needed out of where he was and this was a decent enough move, so he took it? The money involved in it or something?
See, back to what I say, I honestly don't think watching that team yesterday, I honestly don't think we've got home hell anyone in the league. I really don't. And you're not up against much to which is even sadder. But you've got. I'm personally, I've got bigger questions. I'm asking myself. I'm thinking. See the Celtic that I grew up, so the club I love, does it exist anymore? I'm not convinced as long as Desmond and his boys there, that it does. I'm not convinced that as long as Desmond and his boys there, I want to give them another. We think this family should give them another £1,600 this year. They really does. I mean, I've not recovered for the AGM. Ross Desmond makes me feel sick to the pit in the stomach. As you say, your band.
Nothing will ever bring him back for that.
Nothing. He's no way back for that. No, there's no way back for that boy. When somebody sits here and tells you, they'll not be dictated to be a section of the sport that's contributed none to society other than their only ambition is to be anti-establishment. You're thinking, really? Aye. And this is after Peter Law tells me to behave before the boy reads out his dad's letter. Just that to me is an old. In my time of watching Celtic, and it's over half a century.
Even the Kellys and Whites when they come out with anything like that, John. Let's face it, the Kelly and Whites knew that the support were where the money came from in the club. Do you get what I mean? There's no way they would have come out and said that kind of thing to the Celtic fans at any point over the years. I don't think.
That's an old time low, man. That's what I'm saying. It's over 50 years since over half a century since I was first in Celtic Park. And I don't ever remember. I don't remember anything. I don't remember a comment like that coming out of any club anywhere. That just to me, there's just absolutely zero way back for that. That whole thing was orchestrated. You're talking the Kellys and the White. They were self-protectionist, incompetent as well. But the disconnect you've got the now, the total. I've said how many times have I said to you, the Celtic board hate you. Their idea of a season was a COVID season when they took your money and they didn't even look at you. Sitting in that stand yesterday, I see he's brought in another old school pal as well, sitting in that stand. They had time to leave. They still left immediately after the final whistle. They stood there. Mackay's yawning. I actually passed the two buses coming when I left Mass at Schoenstatt yesterday. I was driving back from Mass at Schoenstatt. The two parts of Hamilton buses was coming back into Lennoxton again, that must have been they made their way back, didn't they?
Dundee.
For Dundee. I think, this is game changing. This is there's no who the manager in here. I almost can't even get engaged in the conversation because largely it's irrelevant. He's either going to need to be another puppet. Who would come? Who would watch this and come in and nothing. There's nothing exciting me. There's nothing exciting me about Roy Keane. There's nothing exciting me about the boy.
Oh, no Roy Keane.
Sorry, no Roy Keane. Robbie Keane. There's nothing exciting me. Oh, fuck that. The only thing fucking worse than Robbie Keane would be Roy Keane.
Yeah, you be careful.
He should never have played for Celtic. Never mind managed them. He's many times we had this thing done. He's nothing excites me about that. The boy, as I said, the boy at Motherwell seems a decent enough guy, but too small a sample size for me. So for me,
it's a bit. See the boy. See like Askew, the Motherwell boy, John. For me, it's a bit. Is it not a bit of a Nancy type of risk? I mean, Nancy was getting. I look at him fit by play down the MLS or this blah blah blah, and I get, as I keep saying. A decent year at Motherwell playing good football is not enough to get you a Celtic job, in my opinion.
Mark, if you were sitting and having this conversation with Celtic board, what's it? The two things you'd be saying, you'd be saying, I've never run a football club, but from a business point of view, you'd be saying, right, listen, what way are we going here? Are we going to structure with a director of football that will dictate? That's how Celtic play football. That's the players we bring in. That's the style we play. And we bring a coach in that just coaches the players to that model, i.e. Bo Doglan. Are we not going down that route? Are we going to need a manager that's got balls like a rhino and we need to recreate either a Brendan Rodgers, a Angie Postecoglou, or
a younger
Alec Ferguson, Martin O'Neill? Take your pick, What way are we going? See, that's your first question you ask. And then your next thing, if I'm sitting in the Celtic board tonight, I'm saying, see any CV you bring me, they need to show me they've done this twice. We've got 70 million. You've got the thick end. You need to show me they've done it twice, two different places, under different circumstances. Or don't even fucking ask me. And don't ask me even about somebody that's done 6 months at Motherwell, and I don't care how good he is. It's we've got a thick end of 70 million sitting in the bank. You've got 54,000 season ticket holders, 10,000 in the wait list, apparently. The fucking... And you're dealing with a board that's bereft of any ambition, vision, even the fucking competence to even... They don't even have the humility to have the introspection to have a look at themselves and say... How many times you heard me saying as well? I mind a guy asked me, many people did since, what's the most important thing you know? I know what I don't know, eh? And better than that, I know to go and get... I know, see, when I don't know, I know where to go and get somebody that knows what I don't know. I don't even know if they know. I don't know if they don't know. Or if they don't know that they don't know, or if they... I really don't know.
But see, even we get back to the Nutson thing with Bodo Glimp, John, just to throw another span in the works with him. They didn't win their league. But that, right, but Celtic fans were foaming at the mouth there how well they done the Champions League. Aye, fair dues, brilliant. But they didn't win their league. They'll probably not be in the Champions League next year.
But Ajax done the same thing. You know, you don't...
Celtic fans we're not going to have... John, Celtic fans, we're not going to... And I mean, I'm all for modernising the club and all this, you know that, but Celtic fans as a support to a man aren't going to accept 1 year. A manager with Celtic or Rangers, the chances of them surviving no winning the league are minimum. You'll get the next 6 months to rebuild and see how it goes. If you lose the league, the chances of you seeing Christmas if it's not going well are minimum. And I don't care who you're going to be. Because Celtic fans just aren't going to accept no winning the league for a year or two to let the club rebuild. Whereas Bodo Glimp, their fans will all be jumping about for joy. They didn't win the league, but look at what they've done in Europe. Everybody in Europe's talking about them. But what was more important to them as a club, winning the wee shitey Norwegian league or getting to the last 16 or something, the quarterfinals of the Champions League? But would you rather have Rangers celebrating winning the league or Celtic getting to the last 16 of the Champions League?
I don't see... Every time that seems to come up, it seems to be an either or. I don't see why it can't be both and. It's...
Well, I'm just saying about the Knutson Bodo Glimp scenario. Like Ajax do this. I know what you're saying. They'll accept no winning the league for a year or two and letting the next youngsters get bedded in, even Club Brugge and these kind of teams, you know what I mean? But that's Celtic Rangers in Scotland is a bit of a different animal, do you know what I think? It's like it's not a league like anywhere else in the world, because usually 99 times out of 100, as you know, it's either us or them that win the league. And that's the most important thing in every single season in Scottish football. More important than anything in Europe or anything, in my opinion.
Maybe I'm watching a different film. I've created I'm quite lucky. I'm older. I've created a world where the Horts for Govan don't even exist in my head. Staying a point ahead of them, isn't I want to see Celtic competing, and I want to see Celtic competing in Europe. You know, you were a ball hair away going to the next step under Rodgers just 12 months ago, and did you build on that? And you look where you are now. It's this word entitled that's getting banned. Yes, I was looking at some. I don't even read papers or anything like that, but I see enough things coming up on my computer when I'm working away, and you know, see Celtic fans, you know, outraged, entitled, no one. I see it's nothing to do with no one in the league. See if Rangers win the league, happy days. Got battering, aye. You'll still be about here in the morning, eh? And if Hearts are going to win the league, fair dues. They had a 10-year plan. They've done it in a year. If that's what happens, that's no. See, compared to the Celtic board, I seriously actually don't mind the Huns. I detest the Celtic. I've said to you before, hate is a word I don't have in my vocabulary. But I detest the Celtic board with an absolute passion. What I'm entitled to is I'm entitled to expect that Celtic is the best version that we possibly could be. And we're dealing with guys that are telling you they're the best in class, eh? That's what they aspire to do. They've not touched the fucking stadium that Fergus McCann left them, eh? There's nothing coming out the academy. You've done fuck all in Europe for 20 years, and you've got a pricky a boy, a billionaire's boy sitting at an AGM telling you he can't afford to sitting in. He's fucking no right to be in East End of Glasgow to start with, all in his mouth. That you're getting me upset. I'm getting upset now thinking about it. I've been better for a few days to that he can't afford to swing arm-ass, eh? Fucking turn it up, wind your neck in, Ross, eh? So that's what you're dealing with. You're bereft of ideas, bereft of ambition. Geezer £800 they'll be asking in a few weeks.
I mean, do you think there will be any kind of kickback with season tickets?
I don't know. I don't know, Mark.
To be honest, that's not something. I mean, it's up to you. It's your money and that, John, the same as anybody else's. But things like that, I don't think you can. It's like going back to like the not another penny hanging that, John. You can't turn around and tell somebody that they can't go and buy their winning new Celtic tap because do you know what I mean? Your dad hates Dermot Desmond, so you're not getting that new top. Do you know what I mean? Things like that. For me, if you want, I mean, even taking away for the season tickets, if you want to go and buy stuff, buy it. See if you don't, because of that, bang on whatever you want to do. For me, that's a personal choice. Nobody should be telling anybody what they should do with their money, apart from sending us €1, £1, or $1. Any of the three all day. But it's like your season ticket, John, it's a hell of a lot of money. But as I've said to you before, man, that's your Wayne's inheritance, know what I mean? When you're not here, Kieran will be taking his boy to sit in the same seats. Do you get what I mean?
It's not just
don't cut your nose off to spite your face, because in 10 years' time, who knows where Celtic? Do you get what I mean? Who knows what could be going on?
Absolutely, I'm absolutely. But that's the thing. But you're not just talking about where you are in terms of being devoid of any ambition or vision. You're talking about even culturally, politically. You've got a guy sitting fucking yawning at Dundee yesterday. Eh? He's you've had Michael Nicholson shrugging his shoulders. You've had on the wrong side of history with some of their political stances as well. You ban the Green Brigade. You're on track here. You're on track.
That's what's got to get sorted out, John. Seeing this international break, that's what's got to get sorted out. The Green Brigade situation, whether it's to the end of the season.
You're on track here. You're on track here.
Absolute fucking farce. I know that safety advisory group, but I've never heard of them, John, in my life. Do you know what I mean? Even when I'd done like my NEBOSH, the health and safety stuff, I never came across a safety advisory group. Was the kind of thing like a wee group of workers that sort of met the boss once a month to talk about health and safety stuff. A wee fancy committee to get a cup of tea with the boss.
I think the clue's in the title, eh?
Advisory, aye.
I would have thought so, right? Apparently, your friends across the Clyde have ignored that advice. Eh? So you're actually facing the scenario here where when we played them the last time, you've got the Green Brigade band, and we're sitting listening to the Onion Bears singing Pedo, singing Big Joke News, singing the Famine song, and you're exposed to that, and we can't even hear it. We can't even listen to the Green Brigade's band. Onion Bears that apparently that run up the park, masked and fire flares into the Celtic supporters, men, women, and children. And the false equivalence that's been created in the Scottish press tells me it's not even worth having the debate. I don't even want to talk to you about it. See, as soon as somebody in the press says to me, "But there was a guy on the park, blessed himself," that to me, you just say like, just fucking go away. See the very fact you've even raised that. I don't want to talk to you.
There is a wee group of young Celtic fans on Twitter that are pasting him every single day. They're like, right, David Tanner, 19 days for you said you'd something about do you have a problem with people blessing themselves? Every day there's tweets about it. And again, John, you wouldn't imagine somebody doing in England saying that, John. Like on live TV.
I mean, you know, I didn't even read it today. I see it was a Rangers thing that came up and it said Police Scotland admit police failures, and it was even the headline that put me off. That was the reason I never read it, because it said too many Celtic fans know enough police. Wait a minute, nah, the bit you get rang's the first bit, you've had that amount of Celtic fans for half a century. It's don't fucking go there. It's
that wee Polish woman that came out and that again the police operation was fine, you know, blah blah blah, and then they made it out as if it was the amount of Celtic fans. John, I've spoken about this before. The very first time when I was young and I went to Ibrox, we used to get a bit of the main stone, but I'd call their main stone, and they were above us as well. We get one full stone and we get a bit of their main stone, but they had the deck above us. I can mind that. And there was more than 7,500 Celtic fans getting into Ibrox back then. But even when it was the all-seated stuff and the actual rate, that's how many tickets you get. We went there for donkeys years and there was no problem with policing. There was the usual old firm bullshit fights outside it and stuff like that you always kind of get, but without trivialising stuff that has happened. But the police, basically, it all happened away from the stadium bit, John. Do you get what I mean? You couldn't, any time, I mean, it was a long time ago, do you know what I mean? I've been to Ibrox, but at any point in time when I was at Ibrox, apart from the stadium, you never actually get near to seeing, like, or close to any Rangers fans.
100%.
So it was absolutely. All the fighting that happens when you were getting back to Hamilton and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? Places. So why was this so different that the police couldn't have the same procedures that were in place for 40 years?
As soon as I seen that first line on the headline today, I thought, I'm not reading that. Too many Celtic fans. No, wait a minute. 90 Davy Celtic fans. 90 Davy fans. The Onion Bears invaded the park, managed to get balaclavaed up, run the full length of the park, and fire flares into men, women, and children. And before the Celtic fans shouldn't have spilled on the park, but they were on the park to celebrate a penalty shootout, and the Huns had already been on the park when they thought they'd scored in the. So the false equivalence, the whole. There was for they opened their mouth that day. It was fuck the Pope, and they get the fucking.
Believe in that.
The song changed right through it.
That's what I was going to say. The fans forced the club to play the full version because we hijacked it. The last time they said you need to play the full version so we can hijack it with your bits, and it was shocking that the telly let that get played as loud as that, John. That should have been muted. I mean, you watch Sky and that, and you hear some wee old guy in the background, get your finger at your ass, you fat bastard. Oh, well, sorry if you heard any foul language or something like that there. And yet there's 30,000 people shouting "fuck the Pope" in the IRA, and Sky's just sitting there doing what an atmosphere this is. You can feel that if you can feel it in the air.
You've got two songs sang for 90 minutes, the Billy Boys and the Famine song. One it's been declared by the courts to be racist, and the other one to be defined as sectarianism. But apparently, if there's enough, he's there. Batter in. But see, honestly, I know maybe because you're reading, you think it's just a wee innocuous comment there, but there was a guy on the park, blessed himself. You know, man, that's massive. It's massive. That's just a massive statement of what the real problem is. Fair
play, but how many Rangers players run on the park and bless themselves these days, and there's nothing about it? Why is Rangers? We don't even say we've got players that bless themselves. Why did you have a problem with anybody blessing themselves at Ibrox? But do you get what I mean? You done that. I don't know what it was, some Muslim thing for Eid or Ramadan or something here in Fir Park the other week. You know, some of the comments on Twitter and that were disgusting. Do you know what I mean about this in our stadium? But if somebody on the telly has got a problem with anybody blessing themselves in Ibrox Stadium, Why is Rangers no asking them? Where's there anyone campaign?
But you apparently hear of the Rangers board that are the powers that be are pandering to the Onion Bears, and yet we're stuck with the Green Brigade band, and for what? For what? And it's
down to that. It's down to Hargreaves with the two boys. I'm convinced that's what it's down to.
Yeah. Apparently that's the case. It's
that's. I mean, some people are saying it's going to happen to the AGM. Some people are saying it's going back to when it was the Police and they were like obviously on the Green Brigade and stuff like that. But I've heard Brian Wilson met people outside the ground the other week and he said we're trying to get them back in. We want them back in and all that. And that's when all this.
It's your stadium.
That's when it all came out to this safety advisory board. But I did hear a nod, John, that because it's a standing section, it's the only one in Scotland. There's special safety regulations kind of thing in place. But again, it's an advisory board.
There's legislation banning the famine song and the Ballet Boys as well.
But show us what they've done wrong then. Do you know what I mean? What charges have all these young boys got?
Just get them back. Listen, I've no back to Green Brigade every day to just get them back in, get them. The enemy of my enemy is my friend. You know, if the Celtic board were Celtic supporters, you need everything. We've needed everything, anything that we can hit in our favour. You know, and for us to be sitting the last time we played them there with the Onion Bears, giving it big licks, and the Green Brigade band's a disgrace. Get them back in the stadium. Gie's the best. You know, Brian Wilson's comment that last waffle that he spouted, he said about this, giving the board abuse, and he says what's most important was to give Martin O'Neill the best chance he can. He won in the league. He should have thought about that in fucking January, Brian, and get the Green Brigade back in. It's see if the shoe was another fit. The Rangers board would be banning them. The Rangers board would be banning the Onion Bears.
Well, I mean, with getting into it, John, we've spoke about it privately. Look who some of the the Onion Bears capos and that were. Do you know what I mean? Where they went, do you know what I mean? And as I've said, see this big thing, the Green Brigade are. People seem to think that the Green Brigade are like what we'd call, John, like old school casuals. I mean, these are just young. They're all just young lads out getting full of the drink and whatever young people do and want out to enjoy themselves at a game of football. And they do a lot of stupid stuff at times. But young lads don't. Do you know what I mean? Even your Kieran's get his head screwed on and that. I bet your Kieran's been in a few stupid situations. He'd be fucking too much drink or fucking. Do you know what I mean? You've got to. No other support in Scotland gets, even Onion Bears, no other support in Scotland gets through the kind of microscope, under a microscope as much as the Green Brigade does.
The whole atmosphere, even try to get in and out of the stadium, now with the stewards. I mean, I get in through, my turnstile's right next to the Green Brigade, and it's brutal to try to get in and out. Yeah, I don't know whether we had a period of time when some of the passages were blocked, and there was also some of the young team, I think, ended up in our section. Sometimes I'd go to my seat, and they were in my seat, waiting to a chance to get into the. So the whole thing sometimes was a wee bit, it's brutal, bit chaotic. It's brutal trying to get in through our turnstile. But I was walking into Celtic Park 50 years ago through a turnstile with a ticket quicker. But the whole kind of.
I mean, see that. I mean, you know, every time I really go to the games, I'm in the stoning section anyway, John. But see the thing, right? I mean, and I don't know how they do it, right? Because any time I've said to you, there's about 3 checks on your tickets before you even get into it,
yeah.
Right? But see, when a lot of people are moaning because they used to meet their pals and all that, but there was a hell of a lot of overcrowding in it.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know how they were doing it. So I mind when they cut off passageways and that. That was what that was for. But see, at the same time, the Green Brigade were saying there was too many people getting into section meant to be. Do you know what I mean? So again, they've probably maybe done that to try and help that all this overcrowding, which doesn't even help with the safety certificate stuff and all that kind of thing. So you can see why they did try to block that off, but obviously it's no ideal for just normal wee fans that usually meet for a pie and a quart of a Bovril with their pals down at the pie stalls doing that direction, but they had to do something, I suppose.
Aye, I wouldn't say we had big issues, but there was certainly more than half a dozen occasions where we had issues trying to get into our own seats. And it's obviously a young team sitting in our seats and maybe taking up the full row and waiting to get into that. But I mean, you're capably sorting that out yourself, out my fucking seat, and obviously trying to get into that bit into the standing section, which but these are not just side shows. Same with them rushing, getting through the turnstiles. I mean, see whoever the perpetrators, get them, find them, ban them, do whatever, but don't just do a blanket ban on a full section of the support. Get them back in the stadium. Even there needs to be some kind of, even for the next 7 games, let's just have a fucking amnesty now. I'll not tell you what I'm thinking. You don't tell me what you're thinking. Just let us all. As I said, that Brian Wilson's statement, the main thing is to give Martin O'Neill the best chance that he possibly can of winning the league. I thought, aye, Brian, maybe you should have thought about that in fucking the 1st of January, We're all sitting waiting. I was loving being on the banter page. I'm thinking, man, I think people just don't learn from history here. The speculation about who's going to be signed in the 1st of January. I'm thinking, I fucking know who's going to be signed in the 1st of January name day. Then you get to the 31st of January, you get a free and and 3 second choice signings. You know, that's what you're dealing with here. So the problem of I'll be really interested to see the focusing is on these 7 games. Do I think we can do it? No, I hope I'm wrong. I thought you needed to win that game yesterday. If you'd have won that game yesterday, and you could have been back up to Dundee before the split and get another 3 points. Calmed your jet and said, right, let's focus on these 7 games here. We've got.
See the thing I know, John, we've been hearing that for months. Every time we've dropped points, every time we drew, every time we get beat, that's it, the league's there, that's it, the league's there. See until it's mathematically there, I'm not giving up on it.
You can't give up on it. It's mathematically uncertain, but what you're asking, what we're discussing is, I think on the balance of probabilities, I don't think we're good enough to win it.
Even who's back? We've got Engels coming back. I know people don't rate Engels, but again,
Engels.
I know. But
I think the criticism of Engels has been OTT. Would I like to have seen more? Aye, but I tell you one thing, you've missed him.
Aye. AJ due back. I know after the break.
These are still worth butts and maybe, isn't they? Do you know what I mean?
Aye, but we're going to have butts and maybes, right? And how shite the transfer windows and all that stuff and that were. See if Jota was fit, would we still be in the same position? Carter Vickers, right? For all I think he's been a bit of a problem, but in Scotland he does well. I mean, the injuries at Celtic you've had, you've got to concede, John. That's a fucking huge impact on the team of the season. So you can't just go out and spend money because Carter Vickers got injured long term. Do you know what I mean, sir?
I'm not buying that. I'm not buying that because you've not a striker injured there. You've had fucking, you sold Kyogo, you sold Kuhn, you had Rodgers saying before you play the Huns, you had Rodgers saying Ida will not be sold, and he's away. You say,
I'm saying it's one that you can't say it's not an impact on the team.
No, I can't say it's not an impact, but there's no strikers. You've not got a striker in the park, Mark. You've not got a fucking striker in the park. Let's you've got what's the goal score? Kenny's any actual's got how many in the league?
I don't know. How many's Negrin got?
Who?
Benjamin Negrin, how many goals has he got? 18?
I don't know, he gets some credit, I don't know, 16 or something like that. He's your top scorer, eh?
Aye, which is fine for me, do you know what I mean? Anybody scoring, well, he'll probably get to 20 a season, do you know what I mean? Robertson 21.
How the fuck did we get to the point where we were third place in the league at the end of the calendar year, and we know what needs to happen, we know we're in a dogfight, we know that the Huns are up for it, and we know that Hearts are up for it, and we can't bring in a first choice signing or a striker in the January transfer window. We bring a boy in for the boy we do try to buy his they kicked a ball for us. You've got a striker that's given you 2 goals, 1 a penalty. You know, how did you get to here? And what would make you think? What would make you think that the people that created that in January can create something different in the summer to take you in, to restructure you and move you forward as a football club? This is
I'm not talking about what's going to happen this summer, John. I'm talking about what's going to happen between now and May.
Mm-hmm. I hope you're right and I'm wrong, but with every fibre in my being, but I wouldn't give any two of my head in the desert, but I just man, we were brittle in that second half yesterday. You were brittle, eh? I thought
even the pitch. I mean, the pitch was a disgrace, but again, it's no excuse.
No, the two teams have got to play in the park, haven't they?
I mean, it's the same as Kilmarnock. They're used to playing on their park. Dundee Utd are used to playing on that. But again, it's still no excuse for that kind of. And saying that, the pitch, the one that their goalkeeper fluffed it, hit the post and bounced the fucking opposite direction.
Yep.
That was down to the pitch. Fucking he'd like Danny Rose he'd, man.
It was like that one that didn't cross the line the other week there, mine.
Aye.
I'm right behind the goals. That one I hits the post, and then I actually did think that ball was across the line. It's
I mean, I've put my faith. But as soon as Martin O'Neill came back, John, I said we've got to win this league. And
I'm sticking with who I see that we've no won. We've no strung. We've no strung seven victories in a line all season. And what I'm saying is that the only
somebody else is, but nobody is the new John.
You've lost 8. Back to what I said at the start. You've lost 8 games. That's more than the Hearts, the Huns altogether. They've got a wee bit of positive spin about them. And out the top 6.
How many draws have the Huns got?
Don't know, but out the top 6, the only team that's lost less games, more games than you, Falkirk with 12. Hearts have lost 5. The Huns have lost 2. Motherwell's lost 5, and Hibs have lost 7. So when you look at that, you're a further point ahead them with the goal difference as well. You've I've seen nothing. I mean, I've watched every home game with my in, and I just 8 games lost. As I said, that's the first time since Barnes. I just don't see a striker in the park. I don't know where it's coming from, Mark. I don't know where it's coming from. I really don't. You're a riot when you end up with Hattaki at right back and then Yang at right back yesterday. You're thinking, man of me, this is dire. Any actual looks a player, but he's what's that orange work? Q3T. What's that?
Don't know. Just any actual.
He was blown out his arse yesterday as well, wasn't he?
A fit in, actuals. Aye, that's a totally different animal, right? Aye, that's what I'm saying. A big guy like him putting crosses into the box, letting him attack it, he'll get knocked down, he'll get knocked back, I'll get knocked backs half defenders and stuff like that. And then you've got the likes of Negrin coming in, doing his kind of late arrival stuff, which is fucking what he's absolutely. It's the best time part of his game. I mean, people say, and again, what you said, John, was goals and assist contributions. It's hard to put him down or anything, like, be negative about him, but you can see there is a lot missing for his all-round game, Negrin. But for that, and again, can we afford passengers like that? But you're taking away the option he's in and put him up with goals. It's a bit of a hard one. He reminds me of Rogic so much, Negrin. He doesn't do much during the game, but he's capable of winning the game with unexpected when you're not seeing it where he's coming from, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But again, John, it softens up with midfield. Playing him as like a number 10, but we're playing him like as part of a 3-man midfield, which goes back to what we talk about. A change of tactics for Celtic, for me would be amazing. See Celtic switching to a 4-2-3-1.
Why did O'Neill not try that yesterday?
I know.
If you've not got the wingers to, if you've not got the wingers,
you've got wingers in Magida and Yang, John. If you go 4-2-3-1, right? Even yesterday you go with let's start with McGregor and even with McCowan next to him is your 2, and then your 3, you've got Magida, Negrin and Yang, and then Big be an actual right up front. I mean, as you say, John, but we're not the great football managers, but for me, I think that'd be an obvious change to make Celtic stronger over the park.
Certainly what you were doing yesterday was the working. So I hope I'm proved wrong. I hope you're right, but you end up for all the strikers that you're saying. You end up O'Neill's default position is to play Maida through the middle. That tells you everything. You're playing against 3 big centre halves. They're like fucking Man Mountain. You're playing Maida through the middle against them. I just don't know. I mean, O'Neill played with 2 strikers. He's I don't see why he can't try to replicate that. Anything? Is there anybody? Can you almost play?
Is it a new setting this up, or is it?
Who knows? The question mark I think is because O'Neill always played with 2 strikers.
See, I think it's me. I think the tactic kind of stuffs me on Maloney and fothering him, John. I mean, O'Neill was never he wasn't one for being out in the training pitch, working on tactics and stuff like that. It was never his forte, do you know what I mean? And I don't know if it's maybe new. And again, it just goes back to this same old monotonous football, John. That it's not just even at Celtic, you see it, John. It's across the board, this boring arse football.
Mm-hmm.
The building for the back and passing it about for the back and I don't know how many times we need to go on about it. Cal McGregor, why he needs to come back and pick the ball up for the goalkeeper 9 times out of 10 is shocking. Why he needs to be so far back on the park to be actually playing like we're talking about Martin O'Neill playing 3-5-2. We fucking nearly are the way McGregor plays the now.
You've said for years he's never a 6, eh? I don't see why you can't have a 6 that plays. I don't see why you can't have a 6 that lets him play further out of the park. Even if you play a diamond where you've got a 6, 2 8s and a 10, this fucking do something. See if you're going to get down here, get down swinging, eh?
Mm-hmm. Aye.
Just fucking that. You just went out with a whimper yesterday, eh?
Aye. Again, John, that's the thing. It's that I go on about a lot, and we can go on about tactics and stuff like that, John, but where the fuck's that fight for the players? Where's that? I mean, they all talk well, John, do you know what I mean? Even we Chocolate Man McGowan the other week, in Scotland, nobody can really touch us or something like that. Well, Dundee United touched us yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? And I always dig it back to when it comes to, even getting back to that fucking Kairat game with the Champions League, it still sticks in my craw. These kind of results and they kind of performances are on the player. That for me, once they cross that line, they're playing for Celtic. And that, as you said yesterday, it was just, there was no heart, there was no fight or nothing in that team, especially in the second half. It was abysmal. No ideas, no dig, nothing. They showed nothing yesterday in that second half.
I actually thought there's a part of the first half I didn't think we were too terrible, but It's almost once you lose the goal, man. They just look like a team totally bereft of. They seem to be able to run on a bit of confidence, but you could have played there another 6 hours, never mind 6 minutes, and you weren't scoring. I'm just looking at the players, the teams that you're playing again. After the one, you've got to get back to Dundee. And I said you've been to Dundee 3 times this year, and you come back with sweet Fanny Adams, nothing out of 9, no pla, and you've got to get back again. That's not a given. That's not a given. After the split, you think about your previous performances against all the people you're going to need to play. And all the teams you're going to need to play in the top, after the split, top 6 teams, Hearts. You played the Huns for 120 minutes, couldn't beat them. Motherwell schooled you at Fir Park. Hibs beat you. Hearts. I just can't see. Honestly, I don't think there's a fucking hope in hell. He's winning this league. I really don't, Mark. I can't see it. Maybe I'm just going through my negative phase, but I hope I'm wrong.
I could come up to big gear. I don't know how that worked.
How's that?
I've tried to put that wee picture of the fixtures thing that we were kicking about earlier on. It's come up massive like a background thing. Don't know what I've done wrong here. But again, John, I know what you're saying there. But see, what I was going to say was, see when you look at their fixtures, like Hearts and the Huns, they're no guaranteed wins for them either. I mean, if we, again, we're talking about ifs and buts, maybes and stuff like that. But if we beat, we need to beat Hearts and we need to beat the Huns. And if the Huns beat Hearts, that and the rest of the games all go the way people expect, it's going to work out. We win. I hope that's right. I hope I've said that right. Somebody in the chat will know.
What was that?
I'm sure, John, that right, supposing I tried to put the thing up, all the fixtures, you know what I mean? But what I'm saying is, like when you look at even Hearts fixtures, the Huns fixtures, and but you can't guarantee any wins. Do you know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. They've all got hard games. Hearts have got another derby at Easter Road and that to play. Right, but so I think that just supposing we all beat the teams we're all expected to beat, but we beat Hearts and Rangers at Celtic Park, and the Huns beat Hearts, we win the league by a point. I'm sure that works out right. Somebody in the chat will know better than me probably, but I'm sure that's what it was. Did you get that?
Aye. No, I've heard all the permutations for different folk.
I mean, that's what I'm saying, John. They're no team owner any running for them, including us. I'm putting us in that mix, and that's giving me a bit of hope. But to be fair, they're none of them putting any type of runner for them together that makes me think.
I know the Jambos are
we've got to really struggle. And we've been there, bought the t-shirt. Mark O'Neill's been there, bought the t-shirt. A lot of the players have been there and bought the t-shirt. That's what I'm holding on to, John. That what we've got. 2 players coming back for injury, hopefully, and we can get fucking these 2 weeks in international break. We can kind of reset it and start going for it. We get 7 games.
Well, listen, I'm not conceding. You can't concede it. I'll be there as well. Hoping and praying like the rest of us. It's no. Jeez, I've never wanted that. As much as I detest the Celtic board, and it fucking pains me that they would, when we day one it, they'll be saying like, what he's worried about, we're playing a fucking blinder. I still hope with every fibre in my being that Celtic win the league here,
Finally.
Aye, that's the one you sent me earlier.
Aye. I mean, you can look at Lloyd. I mean, we've all went on about how good Motherwell were. Their Hearts are away to Motherwell. Hearts have got Motherwell to play away.
But so we've got them all to play today.
Aye.
What tells you? See watching that game yesterday, Mark. What tells you think you could beat Rangers Hearts?
Because we'll be at Celtic Park playing them.
Well, you need to get your fans back in. That's a fucking given.
Aye. But again, John, for me, that's a plus. See if we to go to Ibrox and Tynecastle, I'd be like, well, this has got to be a fucking... Do you get what I mean? But we're playing day 2 and it's at Celtic Park, which is another thing that makes me feel a bit positive about it.
So we're playing the Huns and the Hearts at Celtic Park.
Aye.
Jeez, my nerves are going to be like fucking banjo every end of this season, man.
Well, I'll take your ticket if you're not wanting to go.
So we're a Huns and we've got Hearts. Who else is it? Is that just...
No, we're definitely playing the Huns and Hearts at home.
Possibly.
I think the other ones that Bobby will probably know all the kind of permutations, but I know that we're definitely playing the Huns and Hearts at home, John.
And we're away to Easter Road. We're away to Easter Road.
Aye, I think that's another one. I mean, that's a supposedly, but no in the order, obviously. But I mean, they're no even. You can't say that Hearts or even Hun fans are sitting there doing that. That'll be easy. Do you know what I mean? That's what's my thing, John. It's just going to be.
I think it's maybe more just the whole fucking toxicity about the whole club, the new Mark. I think's.
I mean, see any other John. See any other year apart from the transfer window pushing on that. But you know, be a bit excited about this. Is this no kind of one of the best years in years? I mean, fair dues, right? I'm saying. I mean, that's the Celtic fans were in a title race and they've all shot the bed.
You should
That's it, aye. You're all entitled. You've had it too easy, all you Alvians. You've had it too easy.
Oh, fuck off. You should never have been here, eh? You should just never have been in this position, eh?
I mean, it is a pure bizarre scenario that the stars aligned or messed up or something. Tony Bloom has come in and revitalised.
See for people that's watched, you've watched fucking. Oh, even in recent years, it's not that recent now. You've watched Larson and Hartson and Sutton and McGarvey and McAvenny and Nicholas and you think, fuck me, man. The striking position is just. I could have great watching that yesterday. I really could. I could absolutely have great watching it. It's, I actually felt sorry for Neil.
But he only lost a game of football.
No, he's lost a game of football. It was the 8th time you've lost.
No. Four of them was down to Nancy.
I did say he lost. I said he lost the 8th game that we've lost. And I tell you how many Nancy's forward they lost if we did a striker. And arguably one of the best players that came in under Nancy's watch was Rajo. Yeah. What you hearing about these rumours about Big Tam and a Wero? Is that bollocks?
Well,
I hope it's bollocks, eh?
I'd say, but I'll call bollocks, John.
Are the two of them coming back to be available for the last 7 games?
No, but Arajo's injured. That's how he's back down at Bournemouth. And
Big Tam was even on the bench.
Aye, but see all this about because of that night out they had. Big Tam played after that, John, and scored a goal. See all the board were raging about the night out pictures on social media and all that. You've kicked him out. Big Tam played, was it following week and scored? Was it Bobby? No, he's on top of all the stat stuff, but I'm not believing that. We are will get injured.
And is Arajo, is his injury going to keep you out for the season? Or is he...
Well, it's obviously, when if you're out on loan, John, you get an injury, you get back to your parent club for at least assessment. Because its own name, it's even down to like their insurance and it'll be down to their treatment plan and all that. Do you know what I mean? It might be just a minor injury, but they'll need to have a look at it. So I wouldn't all that stupid gossip, man. I wouldn't read any. That's all a lot of nonsense for me. But do you think Martin O'Neill would put up with that? The board coming out and saying, I've been having that, they're out drinking and that. After Martin O'Neill managing guys like Alan Thompson, Big Sutton.
Lennon.
Do you know what I mean? Guys that Martin O'Neill would have been like, that's what I want to see. Players out getting mangled and they're bonding and getting on and getting ready to fight in the trenches kind of idea. Nah, I'm not buying all that garbage about them getting kicked out of the club and all that.
I hope you're right, because I think he's been the one. He's been the one plus all the signings, and he came in under Nancy's watch, and Big Tam, while he's not been electric, he gives you something, doesn't he? He gives you a bit.
He gets something about him.
He gives you a bit of physicality. He's if he's not on his arse, he's got a bit of something about him. Absolutely, he's the two at the moment that you wouldn't want to lose for these last 7 games, eh?
But the wee Mexican, I've read that he was meant to be in 65 grand a week. That would be a bit of a push, I think. But I mean, see, I said this on the pod before we turned. I think it was. I was talking about it, John. See, like Arajo or whatever, and Big Ben Arthur.
Mm-hmm.
See if you could go and get them on another season's loan.
Mm-hmm.
Does it matter if oh fuck man, mere loan signings, fucking this, that, blah 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 blah. We're not spending money when you're getting a player that's been here, he's impressed. And I mean that Ben Arthur, I think he's like that. I spoke to you about that with Mikey Moore, John. Kieran had said he was a player.
Mm-hmm.
I said to you, he's going to be a superstar, but he's dead lightweight in that, then obviously. And that's what he's basically been, do you know what I mean? But he's destined to be a bit of a superstar down in England.
I think he certainly is. I watched him last week, and I just kind of paid particular attention, and he certainly looks. He looks a player, eh?
But why not just go and get them on loan again for another year, even 2 years if it needs to be that, rather than getting a gamble fucking on site. Do you get what I mean?
It's this developing other clubs' players, eh? But there's certainly not much coming through for your own academy, eh?
Well, if we could keep AJ right at right back, get Arajo on another year's loan, and put Donovan out to Motherwell on loan for the next year, would that do you?
Say again?
If we could, right, we've got Alistair Johnson, right, we've got AJ at right back. I'm talking about for next season. We've got Arajo again for a year's loan, and put Donovan out to Motherwell or Aberdeen or something on loan for a year. Would that?
Aye. That's another thing that was bizarre yesterday as well. No unless my eyes were failing me, but I thought Ralston was getting strapped to come on at right back, and then then that doesn't happen, and we end up with Hatate at right back. I don't know what you watched on, John.
I watched the Celtic TV one, and the commentator was getting to the big licks about, mind Hatate played it right back, he's done it, and oh my God, John, there'd have been better with you and my one bad leg out. Do you know what I mean? It was shocking.
I don't know what
it was weird. I don't know. Maybe it was because it was an injury. Was it maybe messing up the tactical plan changes or something? The subs. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know what he thought.
It was a strange thing. It was.
I don't know what he thought Dundee United was going to kind of defend that lead, and he's trying to keep a bit of creativity on the part. I have no idea, but I know Ralston's not had a great season, and he's got a lot of haters as well. But I'd have had Ralston on, eh?
It was. I know what you're saying. It looked on the telly as if he was getting into the
strapped.
And then was that no when McGregor went up? That's when they took McGregor off too, wasn't it? I'm sure it was going at the same time, but it was. And people have seen, I've seen him on, I'm not having a pop at Martin O'Neill on the forum stuff, but some of his substitutions, again, John, I don't think this is down to Martin O'Neill.
No. The man's answered the call twice.
See, like down to the tactics and stuff like that, John.
The only thing the only two things he's done that's kind of pissed me off since he came back was some of the kind of joke and kind of pundit stuff he was doing when he was. But he stopped that, when he was doing the press conferences,
the granddad acts.
They don't really man, you know, and he's a wee bit of a Desmond apologist, Dermot skied me the job twice and that, aye.
What do you want me to come out and say? Seriously, what do you put seriously after the way you've been after the way you've gone about Desmond?
If it's true, why did you not come out and say I get none of my first choice signings in the January transfer window because fucking deals above £3 million going to be signed off by the mustachioed one, the grand old crook of Cork. Let's say, why does he not call it out? Why does he not? You see, when you're 74, you can say what you want.
And then just blame the old doddery granddad act. I can't mind you saying that.
Can't mind you saying that, right? Tell you something needs to tell him. He lost this like Scotland's taking his bus pass back off him. You've not got there yet, eh?
Who?
You've not got your bus pass yet. I've got mine now. How bad's that?
Is that the Mer Cup for sale?
No, I'm holding it after. Tell you, I'm holding it after the funeral.
Aye, for nostalgic value. I've got a buyer for it anyway. Henky will pay through the nose for that anyway, John.
Just but that's cute. I'm saving that for after funeral. I've told you that's the only request I've left is no eulogies, but Kieran's got to get up and say GFP did Merc for sale, low mileage. Get it out in a wanner, eh? Get your motor sold during your eulogy.
Quite right.
GFP did.
Go for a sympathy vote.
Merc for sale, low mileage.
A picture of it on the back of the wee service booklet. We used on it next to it.
We used to say that about the Aberdeen factory. They were always getting a bit tight as well as Peter Reid for Peter Head did Merc for sale. Anyway, right, I'm up at 1:30 in the morning.
Again, where are you gallivanting to?
Oh, I'm not going far. I'm travelling to the 33rd county tomorrow.
I can't even guess that. Where's that?
Coatbridge. 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 God's country.
You just walking it?
No, I'm going to drive across the border.
Putting me miles on that Merc, mate.
That's it, I know. So up at 1:30. So that's us. So when are we playing? When is this Dundee game then? What date's that? Where are we now? 23rd?
Sunday.
Aye, 20.
So when are we playing Dundee?
Sunday.
Next Sunday.
No. Is that, have we known the 5th of April? That's us. That's a 2-week break. That's Easter, innit? That's Easter Sunday. The 5th of April.
So we playing on Easter Sunday?
Aye.
That's bad crack as well. So we're playing on Easter, so it's the 5th of April we're playing?
Aye.
Right, so that's us get a 2-week break now then, eh?
Aye.
And then what happens then?
That's us beginning. That's us.
Then you're split at that then, eh?
No, we've still got to play St Mirren in the league.
So we've still got some Mirren to play then, I thought.
Aye.
Is that at Love Street then?
No, that's at Celtic Park. We've got Dundee on the 5th of April. We're playing St Mirren on the 11th of April.
Is it a Saturday game? 11th. Must be.
It must be 3 o'clock kick-off, and then it's a cup game against St Mirren, and then that's us. We'll
That's right,
into
we
the
play-
split games.
That's right. We play St Mirren twice, once in the league, once in the cup, didn't we? And then that's you
I just
split.
put the fixtures up. I just put the fucking fixtures up on the screen 10 minutes ago.
That was ages ago. I can't. That's his
Oh,
man dementia. I can't remember what I was doing 5 minutes ago.
Oh no, I did. No, I didn't. In fact, that was the fixtures after the split. That was right. Sorry, John. That was my fault. No, we've got 2 games to go before the split.
Right.
Away to Dundee, home to St Mirren, and then the cup semi, and then that's into the split games. Whatever way.
I tell you, this is going to be an absolute fucking.
This is going to be the sweet, John. This is going to be the sweetest league title for Love Street in '86. I mean, this is going to be our version of fucking Helicopter Sunday for the Huns.
Oh man!
I'm telling you, I'll be running naked. I'm going to run naked through the streets of Fairhill when we are in the league.
See, well, I hope for the people of Fairhill we're going to lose the league then.
Waving a big tricolour. Like that daft old bird. Can you see us now? That'll be me. I'll be running about Fairhill in the buff. Can you see me now?
You're on about Fairhill and Hamilton in the buff.
It's not, John. It's not half of them no seen anyways. Last time I've done it, it's not. I've been known for it in the past.
Right,
I'll let you go, John.
Where's Orange Whip, Faye? I've not seen Orange Whip before. Have I missed Orange Whip?
I don't know.
Where are you for Orange Whip?
Where are you for?
If you'll tell us that.
John, I don't think it's that kind of orange. Aye.
Oh, if you Coatbridge as well, aye. Price for Coatbridge. This is a strange name. I can't get my head around about the name. Orange Whip.
A whip's a gun. It's probably something to do with maybe gaming or that, John. I'm sure a whip's a gun, and maybe he's a young'un.
Mm-hmm.
A gangster.
Mm-hmm.
As a whip's a gun, maybe it's something to do with that.
So he's obviously he's for the 33rd county as well, eh?
Oh, it's a car. Oh, there's somebody saying it's a car.
Car. CRFB. The CRFB's got CRFB.
Coatbridge Republican Flute Band. Hail, hail,
there
brother.
we go.
There we go, my man.
Is the Margaret Skinner Centre still there? Orange Whip? Or is that away now? The film.
What'd you say, John?
Is the Margaret Skinner Centre still there in Coatbridge?
Oh, I don't know. I couldn't tell you. I've not been in Coatbridge for donkey's years.
Margaret Skinner was the only female to be shot during the Irish Rising in 1916, and she was a school teacher for Coatbridge. There you go. Oof. So there's a wee centre down there, the Margaret Skinner Centre. Have a wee look at it. Could be a bit of history. I don't know if it's still open. It used to be a wee kind of shop, wee kind of centre type thing there. The Margaret Skinner Centre.
I've never that, John.
I'll Google it. She was the only female to be shot in dispatches during the Irish Rising. And I think she was a maths teacher, and she was for Coatbridge, aye. Every day's a school day, eh?
Aye, definitely.
My daddy used to say to me, you should try to go to your bed at night a wee bit more intelligent than you get up. And he said, for you, that's not going to be difficult.
I've got to say that to Jack tonight.
Right, I'm off.
John. Right, no bother, John, as always, mate. Thanks very much for coming on. Brilliant laugh as usual. Bit of cracking. A bit of good crack. Everybody that listened in, hope you enjoyed it. Everybody that comment, blares away in the chat, really appreciate it if you listen back. Thanks very much.
And if I've depressed you, I can't apologise because I've depressed myself.
therapy. It's just a wee hour of therapy.
I know, you forget that actually there's folk listening. You just think you're talking to each other, don't you?
As John, I've said that before. I'm in a pure panic. See the first 5 minutes when it starts, oh, I need to say this and do this and that. But see, once you're into it, it's just like talking to somebody on the phone. You forget there are people listening or even bothering about you. And even caring. I mean, seriously, who cares what we're doing? Really cares. Right, so remember, just £1, $1, or €1.
Nah, who cares? You know, that was a good line my old man used to give. He used to say, if Coco the clown calls you an idiot, does it matter? He's fucking bang on. Right, guys, thanks very much for everybody that joined in the show, and hope you enjoyed it. It's brilliant to a bit of therapy, right enough. We were all needing that, I think.
Aye.
Right, lads, good night and God bless.
Right, same to you. Right, good night, lads. Hail, hail, God bless.